Hello, my babies. We're looking at 12-step tarot, full moon eclipse edition. This is pile 3. Um, I had intended to do the 3 piles all in one reading. And after pile 1, between pile 1 and 2, my camera stopped. And so that was a message for pile 2. If that sounds like something that resonates with you, you may have messages in one of those piles. Remember, this is a general reading. Not everything may resonate with you, so please don't fight to make the story fit. If you're finding yourself arguing with this, it might not be your reading. But we're going to go ahead and look at some shadow work that we need to be doing. I will go ahead and put my email address in the comments below in case you want a personal reading. I will never come to you for one, okay? All right, so if you are looking at dealing with a hypervigilance wound, okay, this is showing up as tension, overall unease, and overanalysis, and a constant sense of needing to be on is what we're looking at right now. And intuitively what I am, and this is Sacred Woundings deck by the Reckoning Company on Etsy. I'm not being paid to advertise this. It is that good of a deck. I cannot recommend it highly enough, especially if you're going to be doing some shadow work. Positive oracles and affirmations have their place, but sometimes we need to be navigating through some crap that we got to navigate through. So, and these really help identify what wounding we should be looking at as far as what the next step is in our healing and recovery. So basically, intuitively what I'm getting is I'm sensing a person who has been through some level of childhood trauma, such as abuse and neglect. It could be that you're getting out of a situation and finally in a safe place where you had been abused for a while by a partner, and it's finally time to step out of survival mode, but you're really having a difficult time switching it off, okay? That is something that is totally normal for people who have gone through situations like that. My instinctively turn off the news. Stop watching things that, like don't watch murder mysteries right now. Anything that may heighten your anxiety levels, especially through a screen, that's a portal for that energy to come and stir up within you. So turning those things off, maybe getting off of so much screen time and allowing your brain to relax. It's going to feel disconcerting, especially if you're here, you're probably a 12-stepper. We have to learn to be bored. And that means we have to turn everything off and just kind of be silent for a while. Oftentimes that's how the divine gets messages to us too. So don't be afraid to be a little bored. Yeah, I'm seeing someone like constantly seeking dopamine when I'm going into that visual. So, okay. This is going to be relatively quick reading compared to the other 2 piles, I think. All right, so presence is the frequency you want to get into. This is the Sacred Geometry of Relationships deck. It's a pretty common deck. You can get it almost anywhere. It's a really good one, though. So the energy of presence supports our ability to focus our full attention and stay in the here and now. So being in the present moment will help a lot with that anxiety that's stirring up. I keep hearing, you're safe now. It's okay to relax and have fun. Which can be easier said than done. And Spirit knows that it is easier said than done. Maybe getting into therapy may be really wise for you. I know when I was dealing with this, I'm still dealing with the residual runoff of hypervigilance, like a lot of us do when we've been in active addiction for whatever reason. It doesn't matter whatever reason. The means doesn't matter. It's the end that matters. And I tell you what, getting into therapy myself was really a turning point for me, because I had someone who had an unbiased opinion who can help me navigate through this. And, you know, she has letters behind her name where my sponsor does not. However, having a sponsor, having other fellows that you talk with in those 12-step rooms is going to be really important as well, because those are going to be sounding boards for you. I'm feeling a massive distrust of pretty much everyone and everything right now coming from your energy. And this may be something that has been kind of building up over time. And now, now that you're on the ground, now that you're, you know, substance free and working on character defects, it's almost like your new addiction is anxiety, or distraction. Anything to get that I'm hearing a feeling of being useful, but how useful are you really? Sometimes most useful thing that you can be is to just be present. So do be aware of that. All right. The Poet is the archetype that I have from the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck from Kim Kranz. So what I am hearing in this is that journaling is going to be really important moving forward. It would be really, really good for you to get it into a creative outlet as well, through poetry, through song lyrics. But just I'm looking at all of these birds at the top, and I'm seeing a lot of release and shedding and getting rid of stuff that really doesn't need to be in our head anymore. Also, you may find that as you're going back and rereading, you're getting a lot of intuitive downloads, like messages from spirit are coming through you out of your pen and onto the paper. So it may be good if you've journaled for a while or had a journal from a couple of years ago, you may want to go back and reread that, because it may have a message for you in that. So don't be afraid to tap into that. All right. Wow, I can't believe how short this one is going to be. All right, Coyote, playfulness. This is a spirit animal deck, but I can't remember exactly who wrote it or anything. So, this is a reminder not to take things too seriously and bring more balance between wisdom and playfulness. You might need to lighten up about a matter that has been on your mind for a while. Okay. True experienced joy happens in the present moment. You can remember joyful things that bring you a sense of joy, but it's one thing to remember something joyful, and it's another thing to be in the moment experiencing it. And as long as you're looking to the future or looking to the past and not staying in the present moment, you're not going to be able to experience that, facilitate that experiencing of joy. And playfulness is a huge part of that. That is a huge way to heal your inner child, and to start feeling safe. Is that, you know, it may feel clunky at first, because maybe it hasn't been safe for you to be playful. But I'm being told now is the time to start getting into a playful mode. Taking a class, like a pottery class, or going to a meetup group where or a book club, something like that, getting into some kind of a playful atmosphere with people who maybe you don't know. Because right now, the fact that you're not having a lot of trust with other people, the only way to heal that is to walk through it, to get exposure with people you can trust. And I know that that's hard. My baby, I know that that's really, really hard. But trust that as a person who has had to do this for themselves a couple of times, you know, you start to realize that most people are just human beings trying to live life just like you. And some people are here for a reason, and some people are here for a season, and some people are lifelong, and you never know until you start to walk forward. But if you are constantly isolating yourself and not getting out there and not meeting new people, you're not going to start experiencing anything other than what you've experienced before. Um, I'm what I'm getting right now as a visual is how they cure phobias is through exposure, and that's kind of how because PTSD is a very strong form of fear. And so part of the treatment process, and I am not a doctor, so please, if you do have PTSD, please go see a medical professional about the appropriate treatment for you. But one of the ways that they cure phobias and you can help with PTSD and complex PTSD is through exposure to circumstances that might trigger you. So it doesn't have to be the big T trigger. It can be tiny little doses that increase over time. But if you do that with intention, you're going to start noticing yourself coming out of your shell a little bit more, becoming more playful with other people, being more present, being able to start facilitating really good, healthy relationships, no matter how long they're in your life for. Okay. Um, all right, so let's go ahead and do my sweary affirmations deck. I am my own best friend. Other people are total dicks. That's actually a really good point that I did not mention before. A large part of the root of hypervigilance is a lack of trust in self for whatever reason. A lot of us have been through narcissistic abuse or abuse and neglect of some kind where we've had someone make us not trust ourselves, not trust our own judgment. When we are learning about manifesting and actually practicing manifestation processes with intent, everybody's manifesting all of the time. But when you do it with intent, you realize that you manifest what you are. If you are your own best friend and you start to develop a rock solid sense of trust within yourself, you're going to start attracting and magnetizing toward you others who can be trusted as well. Plus, you're going to be able, the less you deal with BS from yourself and the more you trust yourself, the less you're going to deal with BS from other people. And you'll be able to kind of filter through the ones who are not trustworthy versus the ones who are, because there are bad people out there. I'm not going to lie. But I think the vast majority of us are just people knocking around life, and life has terms and sometimes they're harsh. But being your own best friend is going to be really, really important for you as far as healing that inner child, because that hypervigilance wound is almost like your inner child is screaming that it's afraid. And the fact of the matter is, at this point, you know, and if you are in a dangerous situation where you're in an abusive relationship or something, this is what you have to look forward to when you are safe. Get out, seek help from a domestic violence shelter if you need to. But the person, the collective that I'm talking to right now who are experiencing this, they are in a safe environment, and that old wounding is rearing its ugly head, and you're hypervigilant all the time, constantly looking for something to do, when right now you need to relax and be in the present moment. Learn to be bored. Learn to be okay with maybe not being okay for a hot minute. And getting the help that you need. That's going to be really, really good guidance moving forward. And have some fun. You know, get a coloring book with some crayons and just color. Watch some kids' TV shows. My Little Pony is freaking awesome. Listen to music that facilitates joy. And or even better, making your own music would be awesome if you play an instrument. I'm hearing that there is like this sense of urgency in finding your purpose, figuring out what your mission is on this planet. And the fact of the matter is, there, Neil Donald Walsh said it best in What the Bleep Do We Know? He said, the fact of the matter is there is no big chalkboard in the sky that says such and so is on this planet for this reason. The reason is what you make of it, and your next steps will unfold gradually, but you have to relax and have fun in order to see the messages that are coming to you, because otherwise you're going to think everything is a message, everything's a bad omen, and that's just not the case right now. So relaxing that nervous system, maybe doing some yoga or somatic workouts would be good for you as well. All right, that's all I've got for you, honey. I'm really, really sorry that you're kind of in a way um, when you don't need to be. It's time to get out of survival mode and into thriving mode, because you can do that. And the beautiful thing is, the message here, the advice here is that to be in that thriving mode, you get to relax a little bit, relax into it. That's all I've got. If no one's told you today, know that I sincerely love you. Take care.